Hello from home to homestead to the glory of God the Father. Thank God for another day. Well, here's a blast from the past. Last spring, and the chickens were out and about, free ranging and enjoying their environment. Something that I look forward to doing with them on a regular basis. So, yeah, that's their chicken run, and enjoy the video. So just out and about doing farm chores. And, the chickens are out free ranging. As you can see, the grass is this is a backyard, but I like to keep my grass kind of having a pasture feel. You can see in the video where, you have some tall bits of blade up. Grass is starting to go to seed. And I like that. It kind of represents a pasture. So the chickens are all over this backyard. To them, it's like 5 football fields to them. So they're running up and down, foraging, scratching around, looking for bugs, grubs, all type of stuff they want to eat. And so I'm just out and about. And this, on my homestead here, or our homestead, I should say, we have fruit trees around the perimeter of the property. We have fig trees, we have persimmon, we have apple, we have goji berry. Goji berries are not doing that great, but we have goji berry. We have fig. The figs are doing awesome. The peach trees are towards the front of the house. I've made videos about the peach trees, how I pruned them, and how well they did. They did awesome. So they're bearing. The apple trees are towards there's a fence that I have in the backyard to kind of separate, the neighbors. Actually, my neighbor put it up. So eventually, God willing, I want to, get a homestead where it's open, and let, the trees and the whatever is on that homestead will kind of create a perimeter. Obviously, we'll put up fencing when we need it, but I want to get to a point where I can walk out my front door or back door and just see the skyline. No skyscrapers, no buildings, no fast food restaurants, no highways, where it's pretty much quiet. I want it to be quiet and, have that nice atmosphere for me personally, where I could walk out, have my cup of coffee and just sit by the pond and relax and just enjoy the scenery. So, everybody doesn't have that type of vision, which is okay. Some people love the big city. I know someone I know who was a teacher in the school system, the public school system. He loved the city. He's from India. He told me he grew up on a farm all his life, and he's like, he couldn't wait to get away from the farm. And that's okay. Sometimes I love the city too. I remember being in the city, and it was like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to get a pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning. So when they say the city never sleeps, it is some truth to that. But anyway, so you can see the chickens here free ranging, enjoying a natural kind of life. Eventually, God willing, I would love to have meat chickens, meat birds. The Cornish cross is a good meat bird. They grow fast, and from what I've heard and what I've read, and watching other homesteaders, it's like a community. I get a sense that Cornish cross is a good bird as a meat bird. I would love to process a Cornish cross, and do that and have that experience. So I think that would be awesome. And obviously, as you grow and get better at those things, at processing, your animals when you need them, that would be, you'll get better at it, and that would be awesome. Yeah. So my chickens here, this is kind of like last spring / summer. The weather was nice. And, the chickens got a little beat up. We had some ducks. I had like 3 ducks. I tried out the ducks. They're a lot of work, especially when they're enclosed like that, because they actually shared the space. They shared the run, the duck and the chickens. And when I put the ducks in, they were pretty young. They were young, and they were kind of running around away from the chickens. But as the ducks got older, I had 2 male ducks and 1 female. And the female ducks started laying nice eggs and everything. But the male ducks, they would just pick on the chickens like 24/7. And they would try to mate with the chickens. They would bite the back of their neck, trying to mate and mate with them, the hens. So as a result, the duck will pull the feathers off the back of the neck of the chicken. So the chickens, I don't know if you noticed, they look a little, the back of their neck is kind of raw. You see the I don't know what they're called, downy feathers. You see the feathers, the young feathers coming back in. So that's why they look a little rough. So this chicken right here, she's like the size of a turkey. Seriously, she's huge. I forgot the name of those chickens, but she is huge. Literally, she's like the size of a turkey. So she's picking through the grass right now, enjoying some whatever she's eating. So eventually, look out for some videos about how I wean my chickens off of the chicken bag or the store-bought feed. And I want them to free range more. So you look out for a series of videos, God willing, on how I build those systems and how I set that up. I want them to be at a free range during the day, and in the evening, I want them to go back into their run and then go back into their coop for the night, and then come out for the day, the next day. And I actually brought an automatic chicken door opener. It's a solar powered chicken door opener, and I want to use that. Actually, I set it up to test it out, and it worked really well. But I had to take it down because I wasn't ready to like kind of let them out yet. I have to set up some type of perimeter where the chickens don't wander into the front yard, because I live on a busy street. The front of my house is a busy street, a busy route. So trucks, cars, EMS, all type of people, all type of trucks, vehicles come down that road all night long. I mean, even when it's late at night, like when you like the wee hours of the morning, you hear trucks coming down that road. But the point is, it's just a very busy street, and I want to create some type of fencing where they tall enough so they don't fly over it and go into the front yard. I don't mind them in the front where the peach trees are at. I don't mind, but it has to be a controlled situation. It has to be controlled, and so these chickens are at the point where they could wander off all through the neighbor's yard, across the street, if they even make it across the street, because that's a busy street. In the front, towards the back, is quiet. The back of my home, it's kind of quiet. So if you walk past my backyard and past my neighbors, you actually end up in a wooded area where there's a pond, and there's ducks in that pond. There's deer over there. So that's a wooded area. And actually, that area behind my house, there's trails that you can walk to other cities. Seriously, like you could. A lot of people ride their bikes on those trails, and they end up in another city. So. Or another town. So yeah, it's kind of cool that way. So I live kind of like in the middle of urban city kind of setting, and then if you go the opposite direction towards the back of my home, it's almost like a country feel to it. If you walk those trails, it's like country. It's interesting. So we're right smack in the middle of that. Yeah. So we're working towards getting, God willing, that property that we desire, God willing. So continue to enjoy the video. Right now it's quiet, but that's how it is on a homestead. Sometimes it's just quiet, but believe me, I'm out and about. I'm doing my farm chores. You see the buckets there. There's a growing container there, and then there's actually that was a nesting box. The blue plastic. What do you call that? There's a plastic pail there, a bucket. That was a nesting box, and I used to transport. I've transported some birds in that too. So yeah, so I have those out right now, and yep. So just working on the homestead. So this is from home to homestead to the glory of God the Father. All right, continue to enjoy the video. All right, God bless. actually I found a snail, an actual snail with a shell. I've never seen that around here, but that's pretty interesting. Maybe the chickens, they eat it. I don't know. So as you can see here, these are all the bags from the leaf collecting that I did last fall and winter. I go around my neighborhood, I go collecting leaves, and this year I collected, this is last spring, but this year coming into the winter, I collected at least 60 plus bags, and I stored those bags in 2 sheds. I have a gray shed and I have a white aluminum shed. And I have enough bedding for my chickens. I have enough mulch for my garden. I have, if I need to dry out a soggy area in the coop, yes, I have tons of bedding, tons of leaves. I use leaves for bedding, and it doesn't cost me anything. It's just a good workout. I'll drive around the neighborhood, put the bags in. The SUV, I actually have an SUV I use. I need a truck and a trailer, but for now I use what I have, and I collect the leaves and I store them and make sure the leaves stay dry. And you got to be really careful when you're collecting leaves. You don't just when you open the bag to use your leaves, whatever you're using them for, be careful. Don't just stick your hand in the bag, because you never know what's on the inside of that bag. You can poke yourself. There may be broken glass in there, maybe syringes in there, there may be poop in there. God forbid you get poked with a syringe or some type of, something like that. So just be really careful. I made a video about that, collecting leaves and being careful when you're using your leaves and how to protect yourself. Wear gloves. I've gotten to the point where I dump the leaves out on like a tarp, or I dump them actually inside the coop, maybe a quarter of the bag, and then I take a stick and look to see if anything's in it, and then I may spread it out. Most times the chickens spread the bedding for me. I just dump it in maybe 3 parts of the run. I'll go from the end of the run, dump some bedding, go to the middle of the run, dump some bedding, go to the other end of the run, dump some bedding. So there's like 3 piles, and the chickens will go through and scratch it up, and scratch it away and smooth it out, so to speak. So these are all the bags I collected. Those bags right there, the recycled leaf bags, are not going to go to waste. Those are biodegradable, and they will break down. So actually, what I'm going to do, I believe I'm going to dry them out, some of them, and then shred those bags, and then use the shredded leaf bags as bedding for the chickens. Actually, I've done that before, but I want to come up with a better system. Make sure I get a good shredder. I'll find something on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, or maybe a farm, maybe upstate may have something that they use. I'm sure I can find something to shred those bags. And there's so much you can do with those bags. So as you can see, they're kind of organized in small piles. All the cardboard that I got during the fall. It's not that bad. I already broke them down, so pretty much I just have to make bundles. Chickens are free ranging, which is great. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. And my daughters will end the video. Praise God.
What fruit is this?
Oh,
The peach of America.